studying history, law, and society at the University of California, Riverside, and she works in the office of Congressman Jim Costa. After we hear from Stephanie, you will hear from Livia Esther Martinez, representing representing the Public Policy Fellows. She is from Hawthorne, California. She has her Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of California, San Diego. And she works in the office of Congressman Javier Becerra in his Democratic Leadership Office. And the third speaker this evening is going to be representing the Graduate Fellowship class, is Janelle Gomez. Janelle is from Champaign, Illinois, and has her master's in urban and regional planning from the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, and she's currently placed at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in the Office of Intergovernmental Affairs and Public Relations. And before that, she worked at the House Financial Services Committee, representing the classes. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank Esther, Will, Ray, Cecilia, all of the CHCI staff, the congressional staff, the congressmen and congresswomen who have accepted us into their offices, and our sponsor, Walmart, who have helped and supported all of us throughout this amazing journey. Today, I represent the CHCI Spring 2012 Congressional Internship class, and I'd like to do that by sharing some of my experiences with you all. Unlike most of my fellow interns, I arrived in DC about a month before everybody else. I was in another academic program, shout out UCDC. I got to see my life in DC with and without CHCI. And today I can say from the bottom of my heart that CHCI is what has made this experience one I would not trade for the world. Before coming to DC, I was not expecting to be tested as much as I was. I was being challenged, expected to face my fears head on, and expected to transform. Through CHCI programming, from our family history projects during our orientation week, all the way to the ropes course, I was presented with these tests, and it wasn't easy for me. I struggled from day one. I thought, there is no way I'm going to share my family history with these strangers. I couldn't understand for the life of me how sharing my personal life would help my professional career. It was one of the biggest challenges for me, as I felt that it challenged my heart. And I had to quickly learn to open up and trust people that I had just met. But I saw a few brave people present, and I saw the sincerity and the genuineness. And I noticed that it wasn't just hard for me, that all of us had similar stories and that we were in it together. It was an experience that put me on the spot and was ridiculously difficult, but also one of the most rewarding, knowing that I could open up to these people and show my true self. And I never felt betrayed or judged or mocked, but loved and welcomed. Personally, one of my most rewarding experiences in DC was volunteering for the Easter egg roll at the White House with my roommate Jennifer. Jennifer and I were given the task of running the actual egg roll, which if you haven't heard, you place eggs on a spoon and the kids roll it across the little aisle. Well, we were given the task of putting the actual spoons and the eggs there. Some of the spoons were small dinner table spoons, and some of them were like huge pozole stirring spoons. And what I found myself doing was grabbing all of the big spoons and between me and Jennifer, strategically handing out the big spoons to those who weren't as coordinated and needed a little more help to get a fresh shot in the game. As well as they were kids that came from inner city schools. We were on the other side of the finish line cheering them on because not everyone had their parent with them. They had a teacher with them. And I realized at that moment that that's what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to get out the big spoons. I realized that what we were doing was helping the disadvantaged, giving a helping hand to the underserved, and offering support to those who lack it. I realized that we were helping us when we were young, 15 years ago, and so many others who were at a disadvantage through no fault of their own. Helping others and providing support, that is what CHCI has made me. That is what CHCI does. The ropes course was also difficult, those who attended, but it was very amazing. This too was a test, and it was a bit different than any other test I had encountered. It was an experience that shook me to my core and challenged beliefs that I've had since I can remember. Beliefs like, to do things right, you have to do it yourself. Like, I'm better off alone because other people are just going to slow me down. And one of the most important beliefs